Hey guys, Emily Roberts here, the guidance girl. It's National I Am in Control Day. Every day you're in control, but most of the time we don't feel like we are, especially when we let limiting beliefs, fear, FOMO, and anxiety run the show. Anyone ever been there? Giving in to others because you feel like, oh my gosh, what if they don't like me? Or you say yes to something when you really need to say no because it's not really gonna serve you in the long run. Welcome to the club. I've been there too. But in honor of this National I'm in Control Day, I'm gonna give you a few tips on how to feel like you're in control, even if your brain, like the bull in your brain singing, nah dude, you're not in control, the world's a crazy place. You really are. It's just you gotta take a few steps into alignment with what, hi Reagan. Sorry, you gotta take a few steps in to alignment with some real skills to try and quiet that sense of I'm not good enough or what if thinking happens. You are in control, even if you feel like your control depends on other people. It doesn't. It's just a false belief. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? I'd like to know your comments. If you want to put them below, let me know if you have questions. You can direct message me too, but what is it that limits you from feeling like you're in control of your life? Is it the news? Is it your friends? Is it waiting on someone else to do something for you? For me, I used to find it hard to sit with waiting on others. Like if I was gonna make a plan with somebody, what if they canceled? Or what if I was alone? I noticed that a big source of anxiety was making sure that people just didn't disappoint me, but I could never make sure. I could make all the plans in the world, but someone would probably still disappoint me. And also I was avoiding the real issue, which was, I'm not in control. You're not in control. There's a lot going on in our lives that we're not in control of. And one of the first things to think about is this. Is that okay? You can plan ahead for everything. And it doesn't always turn out okay. But well, I think it does actually. It doesn't turn out the way you wanted it to, but it turns out okay. So let me give you another example. I feel like I can set my schedule up for success, but things happen, traffic occurs, people cancel, the internet doesn't work, or something just goes wrong. I can sit there and fixate on everything that I did wrong or that the world did wrong, or I can accept it and move on. The problem is we believe that if we accept what's going on, if we honor what's going on, we are going to become what? Doormats. We're going to become passive. That's such BS, guys. If you accept the situation for what it is, you can do so many things. You don't have to like it. I don't like getting stuck in traffic, but guess what? If I'm like, oh, darn it, I'm stuck in traffic and I've got to be at an appointment in 15 minutes, I can then choose my choice. My choice is I can sit here and stay miserable. I can get out and run. I can text the person that I'm supposed to meet, or I can be so angry with myself and with other people or the situation that I just sit there and stay stressed and stay out of control. So the first thing, like I said, is accept the situation for what it is. You don't have to like it, but when you accept it, you can then problem solve. Got it? We don't like a lot of the situations that are happening right now, but if we fixate on what we can't control and we talk about it online and we talk about it with our friends and we talk about, oh God, look at all the drama, you're gonna be stuck in drama and you're gonna attract more of it. When in reality, if you say, this sucks, I want something better, I'm gonna try something better, you're gonna be on your way to where? Problem solvingville. You gotta honor your feelings. Hey Michelle, how are you? I wanna know how this affects you if you wanna share. We're talking about I am in control, you are in control, we are all in control of our lives. It's just the bully in our brain and these false beliefs and these negative stories that we've been telling ourselves for years that hold us back from feeling like we have control. So the first thing I said was acceptance. The second thing is reduce your need, if you can, to feel like you actually have control over stuff. Sure, you can drop your daughter off and know that she's at school and you've done everything on time and you were on your way to work, but then who knows what happens, right? We can only do so much, but if we plan ahead, we can feel confident with that, right? That's the key here, is feeling confident that you're doing enough, not too much. You can't predict the future. If you can, let me know, because that would be awesome. And maybe I'd have to do a session with you, right? I'm kidding, but seriously, let me know. But the second thing is, you got to reduce this need. What's the need to control things? I can't control my clients. Oh God, sometimes I wish I could, sort of. I can't control my friends. I know though that there's a chance I might get disappointed and that I can bounce back because I have before. That's the third piece. Go back to what you know and look at all the times in the past when you didn't have control over a situation and it turned out better than expected. I was in a relationship once that I so wanted to work. Like I would have done anything, but at the time I wanted control. I would have done anything to make it work. I couldn't make it work. It wasn't about me. I felt like it was about this person. I fixated on everything I could have done, should do, blah, 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 blah. Spent my days in this anxiety-driven hell. When I let go of control, I realized, oh my God, I am limiting so many things in my life. I'm limiting my friends. I'm limiting future relationships. I'm not even honoring myself because this isn't respecting me. And if it's not this person, this situation, this circumstance that you have as like an idealized outcome and attachment to, it's something better. Seriously, if we start to look at it like that and have a little faith in some ways that it will turn out the way it should, you can let go and stop fixating on what you need to be doing. What are you supposed to be doing anyway? You can only do so much. Other people disappoint you. Other people also let you down. And other people don't always show up. It's not just disappointment. It's like, oh, is this person really my friend? It's awareness. You learn a lot about yourself. The other thing I want you to think about is this. I think this would be the fourth key here. What's my purpose anyway? Is my purpose really to control this? Or is my purpose to build myself back up, recognize I don't have control, and do something else that makes a difference for me or somebody else? I want to say that again. Doing something different that creates a sense of purpose. If I base my purpose on somebody's validation or someone coming to my office or somebody calling me back, oh my gosh, I'm like shooting myself in the foot. I am limiting this. But if I say, you know what, the purpose here is to learn from this experience and to show up for myself, or the purpose here is to do something and take this information and share it with people, or what is your purpose? Think about this. It's not to sit in misery about the things you can't control. It's to find the control within yourself to do what you love, not necessarily for work, but just to be honoring who you are and have that purpose. Because when we fixate on the stuff that's going wrong, we're deviating from what's really happening in our lives and in our minds. We deserve to be happy and make other people happy. That's the purpose. The purpose isn't about making the money. The purpose isn't about letting other people down. The purpose isn't about hurting ourselves or hurting other people. It's about making ourselves feel joyful, happy, and doing things that resonate with positive energy. And seriously, like if you're miserable or you're unhappy or you're looking for the negative and you're trying to control things, people aren't going to be around you. Come on, y'all know somebody. I bet everyone right now can think of somebody who's like, oh yeah, that family member or that friend who really has to have things like this. I gotta tell you what, those are the people that I really don't like to spend a lot of time with because they make me anxious. Their anxiety just kind of like bleeds energetically off of them. Recognize that you don't have to be around those people too. You can choose who you want to hang out with. Oh, but Emily, what if they guilt me? What if they tell me I'm being a bad friend or a bad family member or whatever? Recognize that that's their stuff, not yours. You can control who you hang out with. You can control your time. You can control what you eat. You can control your diet, your supplements, your medication. You can control all of these things. You can. You just have to choose that. If people are mad at you, well, you know what? Maybe you need to find better people to hang out with. If they're mad at you and you feel like I need to take care of myself, say that. Guys, I'm feeling spent. I need to take care of myself. Take care of yourself and honor that, because if you don't, you're going to be spent. You're not in control when you're feeling crazy. You're not in control when you're feeling like you're trying to please other people. Oh, I love that one, Michelle. What's our why? Yes. Why do you do what you do? That's actually something I was just talking to a client about too. What's your why? Somebody made this what's your why thing up. I think it was called Live Your Legend. You can look them up there. It's a good organization. But what's your why? That's a great way to put it. What is your why? If your why is just to get someplace on time or have things in your control or get everything off your list, is that enough for you? Probably not. Your why is generally something that resonates on a deeper level. You're showing up to work because you care about what you're doing in some way, shape, or form. You care about helping the person that you're working with create what they're doing. You're showing up for your friends. Reagan, you're showing up for your friends because they honor and respect you. Your why in that situation is, I want to create good friendships that are honoring each other. If somebody is not in alignment with your why, it's a good sign that you don't have control of the situation. Hashtag none of us have control of the situation. And they're going to make it more difficult for you to feel in control of your life. That's what we want to talk about here. You can do things to be in control of your life when you honor your purpose. What's your why, like Michelle said? When you honor your limits. And when you start to recognize that some people in your life you can't change. Reagan, you can't change, right, those friends. You can't change your family. You can't change your situation right this moment. But you can find purpose in this pain. You can find purpose in this frustration. You can find purpose in why you're here watching this right now. The moment you realize that there's a bigger purpose besides the pain and the lack of self-control that you feel, you're going to feel so much better. When the bully in your brain says, no, Emily's lying. no, Emily's lying. She's got it all figured out. Y'all know I do not have it all figured out. I have a few things figured out, but not all of it. I sometimes have that what if thinking, or, oh my gosh, this has to go a certain way, otherwise, and then I stop and I check myself before I wreck myself and I say, wait a second. This feels like a should. This feels like a must. This feels like a bad thought. This is not a thought that is serving me. So when I recognize that's happening, I can talk back. I can say, you know what, BS, no way bullying my brain. Or I can say, well, let me check the facts for a second. The facts are, and when you go there to try and problem solve, guess what? The facts actually come up with ease, and my anxiety anyways reduces. I'm not looking at the outcome the way it needs to be. I'm looking at the options instead. An example is if I go to the airport, right? This sounds kind of silly, but if I go to the airport and I have to be there at a certain time, well, who created that timeline for me? Besides perhaps my boyfriend or the TSA or whatever. I created that. I chose when I was going to get there or give myself enough time, but I can't control the lines. I can't control if I make it on time, but I can do what works in that situation. I can talk to TSA. I can get in the line if it's really, really long. I can ask somebody if I can get ahead of them because I'm about to miss my flight. Once I recognize that I don't have the control, I can do things to start generating control, actually doing things. And that is confidence building. The bullying your brain, what if people look at me weird? What if people are mad at me? Sorry, I'm not sorry. It's not my fault. I did the best I could. And I will leave you with this. You're doing the best you can, and sometimes we need to try things a little bit differently. You did the best you could, and people didn't react in a way that you wanted them to. That's okay. As long as you're honoring that you're doing the best you can given the circumstances. So don't fixate on the things you can't control. Notice the things that you do control, your thoughts, your purpose, the way that you're taking care of yourself, the lists that you make. Even if you don't get the things off the list, it's okay. Honor yourself and do the best you can today, because that's all you can do. Good luck. You are in control. Don't let any of this other stuff tell you otherwise. Take care, guys. Let me know your thoughts, and thanks so much for watching. See you soon. Bye.